Hello everyone, this is Brian Hins, and today I'm going to be doing a video for my English 409 class for our fourth genre reflection. I thought about doing a video today just because it's something a little bit different. I don't think anyone in our class has done it yet, so let's begin. So I'm going to be talking a brief summary and some of my opinions on this one article I wrote called "On Every Page Someone Gets Killed, Book Conversations You Don't Hear in School" by Joe Worthy. This was one of my favorite articles I've read so far in class, and we've read a lot of articles, so that shows you how much I really like this one. In a sense, a basic summary, Joe Worthy is talking, because she's interviews her, or tape records a conversation she has with her son, Jared, and his best friend, Chase. And both of them are avid readers, and she wanted to hear what they think about books and certain books, and as opposed to what they read for fun and what they read in school. Because one day she's just overhearing them talk, and then Chase is talking about how one of his books he just read, he loved it so much, is Cycle of the Werewolf by Stephen King. And he's only a 6th grader, so a 6th grader reading Stephen King, I mean, that's pretty amazing. So she Worthy records the conversation, and she's talking about how the conversations these students, their son and best friend are having, are something she rarely hears from school, and because these kids are just talking about a book and how much they liked about it, they're showing their understanding of the book. It's almost like how students would talk about playing video games or something. And then so she asked them a lot of questions like, sorry, I have the article right here, so forgive me for looking at it, not much at the camera. Like, why are you reading all these books? I mean, even if they're not your level, they're like, oh, it's a really good book. And then Worthy asked, like, Chase and Jared, what did they do when they were looking for books? Chase says, like, how he goes to a bookstore, he goes, straight to the aisle, which he likes. If a title's catchy, if a cover's catchy, he'll get it. A lot of them, they like suspense, like Stephen King books. They mentioned that they didn't really like R.L. Stine, who wrote the Goosebumps books, which were for more little kids, or younger kids, as opposed to Stephen King, who writes for adults. And then, like, the Worthy asked them, like, well, do you like reading the books you do in school? Like, and they said no, because we don't really like the books we read in school, because our teacher simply doesn't pick good books. And the most notable thing there's 3 main points that I found in this article that I could take from it personally in my own was, let us choose books we read for class. Second one was, let us talk to our friends about what we like to read. And 3 was, get some good books for others and other stuff to read in the classroom. And those 3 points were something for teachers to read, to keep in mind. Basically saying, let students choose their books. Now, as a future educator, I don't believe that students have the right to choose every single book you want to teach in the class, but give them more choices. I think that's what Worthy's trying to get at this article. Let the students talk about them more, and as a teacher in a classroom, just have a lot of books for the students to read, and if they have free reading. Like an example, when I've done some of my student observation teachings, in one middle school I was in, our teacher had a lot of free reading, like once or twice a week he would have an hour of free reading, because it was a block schedule, hour-and-a-half classes or something like that. And in his classroom he had like 40, 50 books of a lot of different kinds of genres. Most of them were centered around middle schools, or some of them were for younger or older ages, and let the students pick those books and read. I think that's important for teachers, always have books on their shelves in their classroom just for students to grab, because what if a student forgets to bring their book and there's free reading? What are they supposed to do, just sit around and do nothing? Make sure they have a book to read. And I think that it just brings, because we've been talking about this a lot in class, it brings to the point that let students have more choices to read, because I think it's become obvious in my 409 class that most students or high schoolers don't like to read because what they're given to read simply is not entertaining enough for them. They like action, stuff to relate to them, even if it's like, gushy romance that maybe adults aren't really into, but the stuff that they like in real life is what they're going to want to read about. So I think, because for me being a teacher, I want to make sure when I'm teaching books to my students, to always have at least once every semester or twice every semester that they get to choose a book that they want to read, and have them, either do a report or many different activities retain to the book that they just read. And I think that helps for students, because if they're interested in what they're reading, then they're going to get more out of it, as opposed to reading something they're totally not interested, and they might not even read the book. But yeah, in short, that's kind of what the article is about. The title, it's a really good title that sticks out, because they said everyone gets killed on every page. That's what Chase refers to when he was reading Cycle of the World. It's like, yeah, man, it's a great book. Everyone, even if it's 120 pages long, but everyone gets killed on every page. Kind of goes to what he said, like how he looked for a title that was interesting, and this article had an interesting title to it. I think it grabs the reader's attention. Yeah, well, I'm kind of rambling on, but this was a very good article. Personally, I agree with just about everything Worthy says about how let students have more of a choice in what they read, let them talk about it, and who knows, they can be having really good, interesting conversations about it. Because if you think teachers are surprised on how much students actually love to read, they just might not see it based on what they were given. But yeah, I think overall the message in this article is, let students have more of a choice in what they read, and they'll learn from it and have interesting discussions about it. Always make sure they have books available for them to read. But thanks for watching. Again, this is my 409 class. The article is On Every Page Someone Gets Killed, Book Conversations You Don't Hear in School by Joe Worthy. And I think that's it. So have a good day. Thanks for watching.